Tonight, the Mississinewa Indians are back on their home turf to take on Madison Grant. Mississinewa comes into the game with a record of 3-2, following a 42-21 loss at the hands of Eastbrook last week. Madison Grant comes in struggling at 0-5, following their most
Good evening, football fans, and welcome to Fisher Field here on the campus of Mississinewa High School for tonight's CIC contest between the visiting Frankton Eagles and your Mississinewa Indians. Sportsmanship is a top priority in the CIC and at Mississinewa High School. Your admission to this athletic event entitles you to enjoy an exhibition of skills developed by these student athletes. Please give these athletes your encouragement and support. Efforts to applaud the talents of all participants is greatly appreciated. Booing, taunting, or intimidating the officials, coaches, or athletes is unacceptable and unsportsmanlike. Tonight we have a special night. Tonight is senior night for all fall athletes. But first up, we're going to do the football players. A.J. Cragen. A.J. is being escorted by his parents, Michelle and Tim Cragen, brother Brandon, and sister-in-law, Amanda. His activities include football and DECA. He plans to attend IUK to study business management. Devin Dill. Devin's being escorted by his mother, Mary Gary, and father, Brian Dill. His activities include football, bowling, DECA, and National Honor Society. He plans to attend Purdue University for accounting and finance. Brandon Hewitt. Brandon's being escorted by his parents, Kayla and Joe Hewitt. He is a member of the football team. He plans to attend IUK to study nursing and would like to become a nurse practitioner. Jay Jones. Jay's being escorted by his mother, Casey Newby, and stepfather, Craig Newby, brother Trey, and sister Kaya. He's a member of the football team. He's undecided on his plans for the future. Weston Lockwood. Weston is being escorted by his mother, Stephanie Lockwood, grandparents Lori and Herb McPherson, brother Zeke, sisters Kirsten and Alyssa. His activities include football, golf, and track. He plans to attend college, to major in business and minor in psychology, and to play football. Cade McCoyne. Cade is being escorted by his parents, Jody and John McCoyne. His activities include football, baseball, and DECA. He plans to attend college, but is undecided on his major. Tice Nicholson. Tice is being escorted by his parents, Kathy and Scott Nicholson, and sister Rainey. He is a member of the football team, and he plans to enlist in the U.S. military and the Navy. Darcy and Dustin Patton. Darcy and Dustin are being escorted by their parents, Chris and Dan Patton. Darcy's activities include football manager, basketball, softball, student council, National Honor Society, and National Art Honor Society. She plans to attend college to study accounting. Dustin's activities include football, softball manager, and he plans to enlist in the U.S. military in the Army. Megan Richards. Megan's being escorted by her parents, Aaron and Jim Richards. Her activities include football manager, choir, DECA, National Art Honor Society. She plans to attend college to study elementary education. Noah Rumsey. Noah's being escorted by his parents, Tish and Mark Ivory, and sister Hannah. His activities include football, student council, and National Honor Society. He plans to attend IWU to study nursing. Hunter Smalley. Hunter's being escorted by his mother, Misty Rudy, stepfather Bill Rudy, sister Kylie, and brother Jace. His activities include football and baseball. He plans to attend college to study business and own his own hunting guide service. Kaylee Summit. Kaylee's been escorted by her parents, Stacy and Larry Summit, and brother Peyton. Her activities include football manager and choir. She plans to attend Ball State to study graphic design. Evan Wilkins. Evan's being escorted by his mother, Tracy Blackburn, and father, Richard Wilkins. He is a member of the football team. He is undecided on where he would like to attend college, but would like to play football in college. Noah Wise. Noah is being escorted by his parents, Beth and Jay Wise, and brother Nathan. His activities include football and track. He plans to attend IWU to pursue a coaching career. Now for the other fall athletes. Kylie Adrianson. Kylie's being escorted by her parents, Jill and Lee Adrianson. She is a member of the soccer team. She plans to study physical therapy at Ball State University. Riley Cady. Riley's being escorted by his parents, Tammy and Cameron Cady. His activities include soccer, natural helpers, and student council. He plans to attend college, but is undecided on which school. Brandon Cook. Brandon's being escorted by his brother, Dallas Bone, and girlfriend, Madeline Smith. His activities include soccer, bowling, and campus life. He is currently enlisted in the U.S. Army as a 13 Bravo Cannon crew member. Felicia Cornejo. Felicia is being escorted by her mother, Rachel Green, father, Kip Cowgill, and sisters, Danny and Isabel. Her activities include cheerleading, softball, DECA, and band. She plans to attend IUPUI to become a nurse practitioner. Lily Davis. Lily is being escorted by her parents, Jennifer and Harley Davis. Her activities include golf, DECA, and National Honor Society. She plans to attend college to study pediatric nursing. Erica Foy. Erica is being escorted by her parents, Renee and John Foy, and sister Ashley. Her activities include volleyball, basketball, and softball. She plans to play basketball or volleyball in college and study human or marine biology. Seth Graves. Seth is being escorted by his parents, Rebecca and David Graves. He's a member of the tennis team. He plans to study environmental science at Taylor University. Holly Greer. Holly is being escorted by her mother, Kelly Fields, father, Dave Greer, and stepfather, Eric Fields. Her activities include soccer, basketball, and baseball manager. She plans to attend college to study secondary education. Elizabeth Hall. Elizabeth's being escorted by her parents, Esmeralda and Brock Hall, sister Brittany, and niece McKenna. Her activities include cheerleading and DECA. She plans to study criminal justice in college and become a probation officer. Jaslyn Hoffines. Jaslyn's being escorted by her mother, Jenny Andrick, and father, Derek Hoffines. Her activities include volleyball, track, Spanish club, natural helpers, yearbook, and DECA. She plans to study radiation therapy at IUPUI. Jared May. Jared's being escorted by his parents, Kelly and Rich May. His activities include tennis, basketball, and he is the vice president of his class. He plans to attend college to study physical therapy. Stephen Nave. Stephen's being escorted by his father, David Nave. He is a member of the soccer team. He plans to attend Cedarville University to play soccer and study sports business management. Corey Quakenbush. Corey's being escorted by his parents, Tasha and Gregory Quakenbush. His activities include soccer and track. He plans to attend IWU to get his degree in criminal justice. Paxton Sample. Paxton's being escorted by his parents, Missy and Dennis Sample. His activities include tennis, band, and class officer. He plans to attend Purdue University to study pharmacy. Mallory Sands. Mallory's being escorted by her parents, Jennifer and Chris Sands, and sister Casey. Her activities include volleyball, softball, and natural helpers. She plans to attend college to study pre-med. Kinsey Skeens. Kinsey's being escorted by her parents, Kim and Sam Skeens, and sister Caitlin. Her activities include volleyball, softball, and DECA. She plans to attend IUK to become a radiation therapist. Lainey Soltz. Lainey's being escorted by her parents, Jenny and Al Soltz. Her activities include boys soccer manager, Ole Miss singers, thespians, and natural helpers. She plans to attend college to become a teacher. Natalie South. Natalie is being escorted by her parents, Dana and Tom South. Her activities include soccer, choir, and theater. She plans to attend college and study psychology. Gabby Stevenson. Gabrielle is being escorted by her parents, Melissa and Kevin Stevenson, brother Ethan, and sister Janae. Her activities include girls soccer, student council, Ole Miss singers, girls tennis, and all-state choir. Allison Swift. Allison's being escorted by her mother, Joanna Swift. She is a member of the volleyball team. She plans to attend Ball State University to major in international business. Abigail Tignor. Abigail is being escorted by her parents, Jennifer and Anthony Tignor, sisters Alexis and Allison, and brother Aiden. Her activities include golf, tennis, class officer, and natural helper. She plans to attend college to study nursing. Isaac Torres. Isaac's being escorted by his parents, Sandy and Eddie Torres. His activities include tennis, We the People, and girls tennis manager. He plans to attend Florida College, but is undecided on his major. Clyde Netta Turner. Clyde Netta is being escorted by her mother, Mary Vasquez, and nephew, Damarian. Her activities include volleyball manager, basketball, and Spanish club. She plans to play basketball in college and become an RN. Taylor Walker. Taylor's being escorted by her parents, Shannon and Mike Walker. Her activities include volleyball and National Honor Society. She plans to attend college at the University of Central Florida to major in pre-med. Haley Walters. Haley's being escorted by her mother, Christy Mahler, and sister Natalie, and father Greg Walters. Her activities include volleyball and DECA. She plans to attend IPFW to study elementary education. Sean Williams. Sean is being escorted by his parents, Marietta and Chris Williams. His activities include soccer, Ole Miss Singers, and DECA. He plans to double major in sports and business management at IWU. Let's give each one of these seniors a big round of applause.
Well, good evening, football fans, and welcome to the campus of Mississinewa High School for today's Central Indiana Conference contest between the visiting Frankton Eagles and the Mississinewa Indians. Hello again, welcome to Mississinewa High School. I'm Dalton Bishop, joined by Josh Dakin and Ryan Scott. Well, Josh, Mississinewa comes in off of a win against Oak Hill last week, 60-0. Meanwhile, Frankton comes in off of a loss to Eastbrook. Let's talk a little bit about Mississinewa and their progression since day number one.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Mississinewa has really improved since day one. They had a good win against LaPel, and ever since then they've kind of built on. Even though they lost to New Haven, I mean, the only bad game for the Indians this year would be the game against Eastbrook because they lost by such a big margin. But we're going to go ahead and play the national anthem.
We'll step aside for 2 minutes. Come back. This is Indians football on the Tribe Sports Network.
Direction of Ms. Michaela Nielsen.
Back on the pregame, Coach Funk with me. Coach, come in at 5-2. Frankton comes in at 4-3. What's some of the things that can concern you about Frankton here tonight?
I think their athleticism, they got some very, skilled players. They got some big players. Their offensive and defensive line has some nice size to them. Their linebackers have some nice size to them. The quarterback's a 3-year starter. Dynamic dual threat quarterback. He can run and he can pass. They've got two really nice running backs to back him up. So we're going to have our hands full tonight.
With it being senior night, is that something that you discuss in the locker room, that you can't let that distract your players?
Yeah, briefly. For me, I tell our seniors, this isn't our last game, and I don't expect this to be our last home game here. So it's a night that they get honored, but we need to treat it like any other normal night. And, we can't get caught up in the distractions of senior night. This is a football game against a very good Frankton football team, and we got to go out there and do our best.
Coach, I saw Hunter Smalley dealing with an ankle injury. Is he in the lineup tonight?
Hunter, as of now, we're just going to play it by ear. It just depends on how he warms up, how he's feeling, and obviously, we're not going to put him out there if he can't go.
Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Back after this on the Tribe Sports Network. The pregame, head coach Bobby Ryan with us from the Frankton Eagles. Coach, coming in at 4-3 on the year. I talked to Coach Funk just a little bit earlier, and he was talking us through your season a little bit, saying that the 4-3 record's kind of deceiving. Do you kind of feel that way?
We lost to some hard-fought teams. Two of our losses were we lost heavily, and one loss was Blackford. We had it on the 1 yard line, and we fumbled. So, Coach Funk's an awesome coach. You walk into any team in the CIC and you've got a tough game. So I don't care what the week is or what their record is.
What's something that you took away from last week's loss against Eastbrook and you applied to tonight against Mississinewa?
Eastbrook just executed. We had mistakes that we made that they capitalized on, and they're a team that literally you can't make any mistakes to beat them. And I know Coach Funk would share that sentiment. They're incredibly well coached. Jeff Adams has done a premier job with this program, and you come into this game and it doesn't get any easier. So you guys have a very talented team with a very talented coaching staff.
Health-wise, how are you?
We're great.
Coach, best of luck to you tonight.
Appreciate that.
Bobby Ryan, head coach of the Frankton Eagles. We're back after this on the Tribe Sports Network.
And now, here come your Mississinewa Indians! Officials for tonight's game, Mr. Jeff Carmichael, Mr. Rob Corey, Mr. Michael Jordan, Mr. Chad Gibson, and Mr. Dave Dillon.
So welcome back to Mississinewa High School as we continue with a little bit of our pregame show, getting ready to get things underway here in Gas City. Getting ready to go out for the coin toss is seniors Cade McCoy, Evan Wilkins, Weston Lockwood, and Dustin Patton. Josh, we heard Coach Funk mention in the interview I had with him just a few moments ago that Hunter Smalley was battling an ankle injury. He is in the lineup and ready to go here tonight. And some stats for Hunter last week against Oak Hill. He had 1 catch for 37 yards on the season, 7 catches, 263 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 22 yards receiving for each catch. So pretty good stats for Hunter Smalley. Good to see him in the lineup here tonight.
Yeah, real quick, we talked to Coach Funk today, and I talked to Hunter today. He said that he'll play tonight, but it'll just be limited snaps because when I looked at the ankle, it was pretty big, so I don't know how much he's going to get to play, but just real quick, Oak Hill. Frankton won the toss and has deferred to the second half, so Mississinewa will start off with the ball, and we'll send it back over to Dalton.
Thank you, Josh. Looking at some other stats for the Indians, we'll go ahead and read you off the starters and their stats. So Hunter Smalley is at a wide receiver position. At the other wide receiver position is a 5'8", junior, 162 pounds, Heisman Skeens. Against Oak Hill last week, 10 carries, 202 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 receptions, 105 yards for 2 touchdowns. On the season, Skeens has 78 carries for 610 yards rushing with 9 touchdowns. Receiving the ball, 25 receptions for 646 yards. At the quarterback position, number 13, Cade McCoy. McCoy is a 6'1", 185-pound senior. Against Oak Hill, he was 7 of 12, 174 yards passing with 2 touchdowns. On the season, McCoy is 56 of 94, 1,190 yards for 60% completion. He has 14 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Cade Campbell is in the backfield with Cade McCoy. Campbell, a 5'6", 150-pound sophomore. Against Oak Hill, he had 12 rushes, 108 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The other starters for the Indians, the left tackle is a 6'5", 265-pound senior, Evan Wilkins. Dustin Patton is at the left guard position. Weston Lockwood is the center. Tice Nicholson is the right guard, and Skylar Tackett is the right tackle. We're getting ready to get things underway with the kickoff from Fisher Field in Gas City with the Indians receiving.
As the whistle sounds, and it's ball time here. I didn't see.
It was kind of a little floating kick to about the second row, and I think it was picked up by number 25, and it was Jesse Plummer. So Indians with the ball at the 44-yard line on the Mississinewa side of the field. Cade McCoy is the quarterback with Skeens and Campbell in the backfield with him. Jay Jones is at the tight end position on this side of the field. We got 2 receivers to the far side. That is Deshaun McClung and Drew Castanon. Castanon taking some snaps for Smalley here tonight. So McCoy in the shotgun with 2 backs with him. He's going to send Skeens in motion to the far side of the field. Ball snap, pass over to Skeens, out to the 45, and not much after that. So Skeens about a yard on first down.
Just real quick here, we've been talking to Coach Funk the last couple weeks. As we know, he's been going to more of an up-tempo style team. And as you see, there's the no huddle. The cards are being played, and it's going to be up-tempo again for the Indians here as they continue to prepare for the sectional. We'll talk about the sectional draw a little bit later tonight. But Heisman Skeens with the carry. Tries to break it to the outside, broke a tackle, gets out for a first down, Indians, all the way down to the 41-yard line. Heisman Skeens looked like he was going to be brought down for about a gain of 1 or 2, broke a tackle, and got the yardage for a first down. And as you know, the Indians are back up to the line of scrimmage with the no huddle up tempo. Play has been called. Snap is to Cade McCoy. He's looking over the middle of the field to Jay Jones for a first down. And it's down to about the 5-yard line.
What a play by the Indians. That's McCoy's second pass of the game. That's 2 yards, or his second completion for 2 passes, and about a 34-yard completion to Jay Jones. over the middle.
The offense is really moving right now. As you see, that no huddle up tempo is really hurting Frankton right now, as it has Madison Grant and Oak Hill so far.
Here's a handoff up the middle to Skeens. He's going to try to break it around to the outside and be brought down. A gain of about 1 or 2 on first down.
Bring up 2nd and 4 with 4 yards to go.
So it's going to put McCoy under the center, kind of in a full house formation here. Here's a pitch to the outside to Skeens. Around the outside, it's going to cut in and be brought down at about the 1 yard line.
That was a good job by Jay Jones and number 79. With 2 really good blocks for the Indians. Up under center, Caden McCoy takes the snap, puts it in the end zone. Touchdown, Indians.
A Cade McCoy touchdown puts the Indians on the board 6-0 with a field goal to come from Andre Soliday. Field goal is no good by Soliday with 10:23 left in the first. Indians 6, Frankton 0.
We are back here on the Tribe Sports Network here at Fisher Field at Mississinewa High School. And the Indians just traveled down the field with a quick touchdown score with a quarterback keeper by Cade McCoy. After a huge pass and a huge run by Heisman Skeens and Cade McCoy there, the extra point was blocked, no good. And now Andre Soliday to kick off from the 40-yard line. He has been a very good kicker for the Indians so far this year. He's also played soccer. He's a transfer from Kings Academy. And he has a leg. Standing back at the 30. Here's the kick. And it's a good one way back down to the about to the 5-yard line. Brandon Hewitt misses a tackle on the play, but he's brought down by number 17, Kyler Funk, at the 25-yard line. Decent return there for the Frankton Eagles. Number 6 on the return, John Howell, from about the 5-yard line. So a pretty good real estate there for Frankton. As the PA announcer Kirk McCollum said, the quarterback here, or Coach Funk said, the quarterback here, Travis McGuire, is a 3-year starter for Frankton. He is a very good football player, probably the best player on the Frankton side. As you see, he's got a cannon. Pass is complete down to the 30-yard line by number. Tough to see the numbers. Number 40, Noah Van Slyke with the catch and a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line. McGuire back in the shotgun. Takes the snap, back to pass again. The same exact play is caught by number 30, Braxton McAdams. And it'll bring up 3rd and about 1 on the play. After that, 4-yard completion. So it looks like tonight Frankton's going to have a lot of short passes and take it all 3 plays to get the first down. Takes a snap again, hands it off, a little draw action, but it's a stop by the Mississinewa defense. Evan Wilkins on the stop for the Indians, and also Brandon Hewitt with the tackle. Bring up 4th and 1 at the 34-yard line of the Frankton Eagles. As Evan Wilkins hustles off the field, Frankton looks as if they're going to go for it. As you know, it is 7-0 for the 6-0 for the Indians here with 8:50 left in the first. As you can see on the screen, there's a scoreboard there, but we cannot keep score manually like that. And it looks like the Indians are going to get a stop here on 4th down. Looks like Weston Lockwood on the tackle. I couldn't tell, though, for sure, but it's going to be a 1st down Indians. Frankton didn't get it, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Mississinewa Indian football. Cade McCoy in the shotgun with Skeens and Campbell in the backfield. They put Skeens in motion, hand it off to Campbell, cuts it back up the middle for a gain of about 2 on the play. Bring up second and a long 8 for the Indians at the 33-yard line. Cade McCoy in the shotgun. Doesn't really line up under center a whole lot. Hands it off to Heisman. Schemes to the outside. Takes it up the middle. Breaks the tackle. He's at the 10. 5. Touchdown Indians. Wait, they're signaling him. Flag on the play. A legal shift against the Indians. 5-yard penalty. Replay. 2nd down. So go ahead and erase the touchdown. And we'll replay 2nd down. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 13 for the Indians now at the 38-yard line. Cade McCoy in the shotgun with Skeens and Campbell in the backfield. McCoy takes a snap, hands it off to Campbell. He goes up the middle, breaks a tackle, and there's a legal block on the Indians. He breaks it. He goes into the end zone. A legal block in the back against the Indians. It's a 10-yard penalty. And we'll replay the down.
Back-to-back plays, touchdowns, but penalties are a havoc for the Indians.
Touchdown Indians!
Never mind, we called it wrong. There was no illegal block on the Indians. It was holding on the defensive end. Penalty is declined, and it is a touchdown for Cade Campbell. Indians lead the ball game 12-0. Andre Saladay on to kick the extra point. And offside on Frankton. Half the distance to the goal. And it brings up the retry. In the background, you hear the cannon go off. It is the tradition here at Mississinewa High School that we blow the cannon. Andre Saladay back to kick the extra point. The holder's Cade McCoy takes the snap. Kick is up, and it is right through the center. Extra point's good. Indians lead 13-0 with 7:55 on the Nicholson Realty scoreboard. We will be back here in a minute on the Tribe Sports Network. We are back here on the Tribe Sports Network. As you see, there's an updated score on your computer or whatever you happen to be watching it on. We have updated. It's 13-0 Indians with 7:55 here in the first. Now, there's not a clock here, but we will continue to tell you as we go on. A pretty good crowd here at Mississinewa as the students continue to file in. It's a decent-sized student section as long as the fans. Andre Saladay back to kick it off for the Indians. The last kick went all the way back to the 5. This one's a boomer. And this is going to be, it's stayed inbound to the 1-yard line. Oh, never mind. Kick out of bounds. Wow. The referee threw his penalty threw his flag at the last second possible.
Drew Castanon was in a full dead sprint to the other end of the field, and if he recovers that, it's Indian football.
Yeah, once that ball hits the ground, it is live, and it just so happens that the official threw the penalty at the last second possible. Ball will be placed at the 35, and it'll be a first down, Frankton.
We'll get an update from Ryan Scott here in just a few minutes and see what he has going on down there on the sideline.
Trying something new tonight with a sideline reporter with the wireless mic, so we'll bring that to you here momentarily. As we get back to the action here, Travis McGuire, the quarterback for Frankton. Very good quarterback, number 3. Third-year starter. He's a junior. Takes the snap. And here comes the blitz. He gets rid of the football. It's completed down to the 38-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7 for Frankton. Good job by the quarterback to set in there with the pressure and break out and complete the catch and not get sacked. So far, the Indians haven't really played a quarterback that I would say would be a real quarterback, more of a running style quarterback. This is a passing quarterback. New Haven would be the only exception. Well, Lapel as well. He's throwing it deep. Number 40 with the, right through his hands, incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 7. Number 40 broke away from Chris Pavey, and if he caught it, he had a little bit of room to run, but instead, overthrow for 3rd and 7 at the 38. Travis McGuire back to take the snap. Getting pressured by the Indians, looking for a receiver, throws it down the field. Incomplete pass brings up 4th down. Good pressure by the Indians to force the pressure. Good hurry by the defense. Bring up 4th and 7 at the 38-yard line. If I had to guess, Frankton will be punting. As we've heard before, the quarterback does it all, I believe. Number 3, Travis McGuire is the punter as well. Last year, Mississinewa Indians played Frankton out. Frankton, and he had a 99-yard punt and was featured on the Sports Center Top 10. This guy can kick it a mile, but this one hits off the side of his foot. Cade Campbell picks it up, and there's a flag on the play. Stays on his feet, though, breaks a couple tackles, gets down to the 41-yard line, and there's a legal block in the back on Frankton.
Penalty on the play. Legal block to the back against the Indians.
13-0, Mississinewa leads Frankton with 7:17. Let's send it down to the sidelines to Ryan Scott.
Alrighty, we're still on the Mississinewa sideline, and Coach Funk is doing a very good job keeping his team in line, getting the whole team fired up. It's 13-0 right now, and we're still being strong. Thank you, Dalton.
A run there by the Mississinewa Indians. Thank you, Ryan, for that sideline report. It'll bring up 2nd and 8 at the 30-yard line for the Indians. Cade McCoy back in the shotgun with Cade Campbell. McCoy back to pass. Throws it to Jay Jones out of his reach. It'll bring up 3rd and 8. Jay Jones broke away from number 40 and had a chance for some green grass in front of him. Cade McCoy just aired it out a little too far in front. Led him a little too much. So that'll bring up 3rd and 8. So far, we've seen the Indians are wanting to really air the ball out and spread the field. With the incompletion, Deshaun McClung comes into the game for the Indians. Got Drew Cassanon, Heisman Skeens, and Deshaun McClung out wide. Cade Campbell in the backfield with Cade McCoy. Goes out on the run, throws it to Heisman Skeens, and the pass is incomplete as he drops it as he was hit. And it'll bring up 4th and 8, and the Indians will have to punt it away. And if I'm right, Dalton, this is the first time the Indians have punted since Eastbrook.
I think you are correct, and punter is going to – no, they punted last week against Oak Hill. They had a punt against Oak Hill last week. Cade McCoy had a little punt and on about the second possession of the game.
That's right. I'm sorry. That's right.
Here comes Cruz into the lineup. Dustin Patton is the punter. So back to you, Josh, with the rest of the first quarter.
Thank you, Bishop. Dustin Patton back to kick the punt. Ball is snapped. It's a good snap. Patton with a big boot here. Down to the 35-yard line and fair caught by number 45 for Frankton. Sebastian Davis, and it'll bring up 1st and 10. On the Nicholson Realty scoreboard, the Indians lead 13-0. And we will be back in 30 seconds here on the Tribe Sports Network. We are back here on the Tribe Sports Network. Dustin Patton with pressure. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 10. McGuire was back to pass, throws it, incomplete. And so far, we've only seen Frankton attempt 2 runs. And both of those runs was on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. And both were stopped short. All the rest of the plays have been passes that are even been incomplete or for short gains. And that's why Frankton's offense hasn't really been moving the balls, because they haven't been completing passes. And when you don't complete passes, the clock stops, and then you have to punt. So he's back to take the snap. This time he hands it off. Number 2 gets it outside, but there's Heisman Skeens with a big hit to keep him in bounds. Ball carrier was number 2, Drew Burkabill. He's a senior, 6'2", 170 running back and defensive back. Brings up 3rd and 9 after only 1 yard on the play that he ran about 12 yards to get 1. So got a really good officiating crew tonight here at Mississinewa High School with the head referee, Mr. Jeff Carmichael. What a great job he's did for many years in the Indiana High School Football Association. So it's good that we got a good crew tonight for the call. McGuire back to pass. He looked deep. Pressure by Nathan Earl. Throws it across and incomplete, bringing up 4th down. Good pressure by Nathan Earl to force McGuire out of the pocket. And he has to throw across his body, incomplete. And to bring up 4th down. And Frankton has not got it past the 35-yard line tonight. Or not past the 36-yard line. Sorry, that's where they're at now. 4th and 9, they're going to have to punt. And once again, we're going to say McGuire's name. We'll probably say his name 175 more times tonight because he's the quarterback, the punter. He does everything. Back to take the snap as he does. Throws up a good punt. End over end. Drew Cassanon receives it. Didn't call for a fair catch and is brought down for maybe a return of 1 yard. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. On the Nicholson Realty scoreboard, Indians lead 13-0. We'll be back here in a minute on the Tribe Sports Network. We are back here after that minute timeout. Cade McCoy in the backfield hands it off to Cade Campbell up the middle. Oh, he breaks the tackle, gets it to the outside, breaks another one, and picks up 15 yards on the carry for a first down, Indians.
A first down for the Indians at their own 48-yard line.
Indians get up to the line quick. This time, McCoy's in the backfield by himself. Out wide, you got Cruz, Campbell, Heisman Skeens, Deshaun McClung, and Andrew Cassidon. Skeens takes a little bit of a jet sweep, gets to the outside, breaks a couple tackles, and gets it out for a 15-yard run for a first down, Indians.
Takes the ball to about the 37-yard line of Frankton. First down, Indians.
Drew Cassidon back into the game for the Indians, as it looks like the sprinkles are starting to happen here at Mississinewa. I could be wrong. I just saw somebody pull out their umbrella and the rain jackets are coming out. So it looks like we might be sprinkling. It's been raining here all day. McCoy hands it off to Skeens. He fumbles the football, and I think he fell back on top of it. It'll bring up second down. That is the first fumble of the season for Heisman Skeens. Thankfully, he falls on top of it.
With it being wet and rainy out here, the ball's probably quite a bit slick about this time.
As you look up into the lights, you can see that the rain is starting to come down just a smidgen, and as you can see, there's starting to become condensation on the turf. So here comes the rain, folks.
Here comes the rain. The umbrellas are going up, and a false start against the Indians.
Be a 5-yard penalty. Brings up second down. McCoy in the shotgun like he has been under center this time. I'm guessing it's going to be a run. Hands it to Heisman. Skeens breaks one tackle, gets to the outside, down to the 20, down to the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians!
There's a couple other defensive players that takes the ball into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians!
Heisman Skeens breaks out for the touchdown, Indians. 19-0 Indians lead here for the extra point by Andre Saladay. And the snap was up. McCoy with the hold, and Andre Saladay puts it through the uprights. Indians lead 20-0 here on the Nicholson Realty scoreboard. We'll be back here in a minute on the Tribe Sports Network. And we're back here a little soon here on the Tribe Sports Network. We're going to send it over to Dalton Bishop for a few stat updates.
Thank you, Josh. Cade Campbell on that possession for the Indians had one carry for 15 yards and 3 carries for Heisman Skeens for 55 yards and a touchdown. Indians up 20-0.
With 3:24 here in the first quarter, the Mississinewa Indians lead 20-0. We thought this would be a close game. And if Frankton don't get it together, we might have us another track meet for the Indians. Andre Saladay back to kick it off. There's the whistle. And here we go. And another beautiful kick by Andre Saladay down to the 5-yard line, and he fumbles the football. They pick it up, though. And Jesse Plummer on the tackle for the Indians down at the 18-yard line. So another miscue by Frankton. Lucky enough, they got the ball back. It'll bring up 1st and 10 at the 18, and McGuire's going to have to get something going for the Frankton Eagles. If they want to have any chance of this ball game, I would say this is a must-score possession for the Eagles, or they could be in some danger. We are back here on the Tribe Sports Network. Number 45 gets it around the edge for a gain of 2 on the play. Bring up 2nd and 8. At the 20.5-yard line. It's a good crowd here for not a very nice weathered night. It's another looks like full house for the Indians. Students, halfway decent student section. McGuire back to take the snap, looks back to throw. Pressured again by Andrew Cruz. He'll take it out and run it. Breaks the tackle off Dustin Patton. Gets it around the edge for a first down. Eagles at the 30-yard line. A 9-yard gain for the Eagles there on the breakaway by McGuire. And McGuire's their playmaker. If they're going to do good tonight, he's got to be able to make plays. And once again, another play was made. Up the middle. Carry by, I couldn't get the number on that. Those numbers are kind of hard to see with the reflection of the light as the rain's starting to come down a little bit harder here. It's more of a sprinkling mist now. But up the middle for a gain of 3, bring up 2nd and 7 at the 32.
Josh, I just got a statement to say. We have the legend in the house here tonight. Ben Adams is here tonight in Gas City covering the Central Indiana Conference Game of the Week.
They're playing that live on 105.9 The Bash. Pass over the middle is incomplete, and hurt on the play is just kidding, not hurt, but the way he landed, it looked like he might have been banged up a little bit. Jay Jones is all right, though, for the Indians.
McCoy is coming off the field. It looks like he's walking towards the sideline.
No, I think he's all right. He just got banged up a little bit there. We just got an update from 860 ESPN. They said they're carrying the Madison Grant versus Oak Hill game on 860 ESPN, while Eastbrook versus Alexandria is on 99.3 WCJC. Pass over the middle, incomplete, brings up 4th and 8. Also, if you want to listen to the Marion game, Marion plays Indianapolis Tech on 1400 WBAT. $14-0. Eastbrook leads Alexandria with 1:12 left in the first quarter. Back to punt is McGuire. This is a good one. Drew Cassanon touches it. He's going to have to fall on it. It'll be first down Indians after he fumbles the punt at the 27-yard line. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back here on the Tribe Sports Network. Quick score update. Giants lead Indianapolis Tech 7-0 in the first quarter. Cade McCoy in the shotgun with Drew Cassanon and Cade Campbell in the backfield with 1:45 here left in the first. He goes to pass it, screen pass to Cade Campbell. He's wide open with blockers outside. Gets it up the middle for a first down, Indians, all the way down to the 47-yard line, but there's a flag on the play. We'll send it over to Kirk McCollum for the call.
The play. Colt Litzy and Corbin Finley on the play defensively for Frankton. Holding against the Indians. Be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
It was a holding on number 51, Dustin Patton. It'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, and we will replay first down. So far, all 7 games this season, penalties have plagued the Indians, and once again tonight, penalties are hurting them again.
Yeah, Josh, I saw Coach Funk looking over it and talking to the official, just trying to figure out what's going on because that call's been called on an awful lot here tonight.
I'm going to be honest with you, it didn't even look like a holding to me. From up here, it looked like there might have been illegal contact on the defense. Cade McCoy back in the shotgun, takes the snap. He's pressured. He breaks the tackle and gets out of bounds. And he got hit real late, but they didn't blow the whistle or anything. No flag. And he gets enough for a first down, Indians, I think. We'll send it over to Kirk.
First down, Indians.
And you heard it from the man himself, the legend, also another legend here at Mississinewa High School, Mr. Kirk McCollum, PA announcer for multiple years here at Mississinewa High School. One of the best voices in the business. He's also doing the broadcast with us tonight from the PA system. First and 10 at the 39-yard line. McCoy under center. Takes the snap, hands it off to Campbell. Campbell up the middle. Brought down for a gain of 3 on the play. Bring up 2nd and 7 with a minute to go here in the first quarter. So, Dalton, as you look at the game here so far, what do you think so far here in the first quarter?
I think the game's going exactly how Mississinewa wants it to go. You just beat them down, wear them out to the fourth quarter.
We also got Kyler Funk into the game now in the fullback position. Back there with Cade Campbell. Under center is McCoy. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. He fooled me. Looking deep. Intercepted. Number 11 for Frankton, Brock Threet with the interception. It was a beautifully thrown ball by Cade McCoy right into Heisman Skeens' hands, but Brock got in the way, number 11 for Frankton, and just happened to snatch it up and take it. It'll be first and 10 for Frankton at the 28-yard line. So here's a chance for Frankton to put a little statement on the scoreboard here. They just turned the Indians over for the first time the Indians have turned the ball over since Eastbrook. McGuire back to take the snap, throws it over the middle. It is incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 at the 28. So the thing we've seen for Frankton so far tonight is it's a shotgun snap. They take it, they even hand it off or they throw it, and every pass is short we've seen so far. Looks like they don't trust their receivers against this Mississinewa D. The Mississinewa D is real stingy, not really giving up a whole lot of yards, but if they're going to throw these short passes, they got to complete them. I would look for a deep shot here very soon. Good pressure. Should have been a flag on the play. They throw it deep. Pass is incomplete. Really good coverage there by Heisman Skeens. But Brock Threet almost got away with that catch, and Coach Funk is furious out there, as well as Josh Greentree and Willie Barnes. They thought there should have been a holding on the play, and from up here it looked like he was grabbing from the inside of the jersey, which should have been a hold, that they missed that call. Mr. Jeff Carmichael back there missed it. So with 21 and 0.3 of a second on the scoreboard. 20-0. It's 3rd and 10 at the 28. The reason Frankton's not got it past the 36-yard line today is because they've been throwing all these passes incomplete. Back to pass again. Pressured again by Nathan Earl. He throws it across, and it is incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down. He overthrew number 30, Braxton McAdams, and it'll bring up 4th and 10 at the 28 with 14 seconds to go. Mississinewa defense is playing some really good coverage here to not let them continue to complete passes, and that's why the ball is not moving.
Defensive coordinator Willie Barnes getting very upset with the officials. Coach Funk comes down and tells him, we've got to stop or we're going to get a penalty.
And I can understand that from Coach Funk, but he's been jabbering his jaw too, so we just got to watch it as a team. They'll get a sideline warning. But the way to have a successful offense, real quick here, Heisman Skeens picks the ball up, gets up the middle, breaks a tackle down to the 50. He broke another tackle. He's still on his feet going, still going, all the way down to the 29-yard line. What a beautiful return by Heisman Skeens after they fumbled the punt again. Also, what I was saying is the way to run a sufficient offense is to have a balanced offense, pass and run. When you don't have a pass and run offense, it's difficult because right now the Mississinewa defense is thinking pass, pass, pass every time, and they're passing it every time. So the way for Frankton to get back into this ball game, they have to spread the ball out, and they have to run the ball. So after one quarter, the Indians lead 20-0. We'll send it over to Dalton Bishop now.
Thank you so much, Josh, and I'm going to send it to Ryan Scott. He has the end of the first quarter stats.
All righty, McCoy has 35 yards, 12 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Campbell has 55 yards, 1 touchdown. Skeens has 7 carries, 69-yard touchdown, and 61 punt return.
Thank you, Ryan. So at the end of the first, Indians 20, Frankton 0.
We are back here on the Tribe Sports Network, and as we look at a couple score updates real quick, at the end of the first quarter, Oak Hill leads Madison Grant 7-0. Eastbrook leads Alexandria 14-0. And at the end of the first quarter, not the end of the first quarter, but first quarter, Giants lead 7-0. We're going to go ahead and send it over to Dalton Bishop for the primary call of the second quarter, as I will be into the backup role now.
Thank you so much, Josh. Cade McCoy goes under the center. He's going to hand it off to Campbell around the outside. Cuts up the middle. And a gain of about 7. It was a gain of 6 for Campbell.
And as you see, sorry, Dalton, go ahead.
So the Indians are going to try it again here on second down.
As you see here for the Indians, they've had a balanced attack tonight, passing and running.
Here's a handoff up the middle to Campbell. He's going to go for a first down, and I think a gain of about 10.
It's upended by number 11, Brock Threet. First down, Indians.
So Campbell with an 11-yard gain.
Hey, Campbell.
Looks like the Indians are just going to keep pounding the ball. McCoy under the center. He's going to send Funk in motion. And here's a pitch to the outside to Skeens. Up the middle, around the outside, into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians. Heisman Skeens, 14-yard touchdown run. And the Indians go up 26-0 with 10:58 left in the first half. So how about a good block from Kyler Funk around the far side of the field, which was the right side. Funk had a good block, and Skeens took it into the end zone for a touchdown. And Andre Soliday with the extra point, and it is up And right down Broadway, 27-0 with 10:58 left in the opening half. We'll step aside for a 60-second timeout and come back. This is Indians football on the Tribe Sports Network. So back here at Mississinewa High School, Andre Soliday set to kick the ball off for the Indians. And the last kick he had went down to about the 1-yard line and rolled out of bounds, and a flag was thrown. It was a beautifully placed ball, but it just had too much roll to it. A bit of slickness on the turf here tonight, and the ball just rolled right out of bounds. So here comes the kick from Soliday with, I think it's McGuire back to receive it. And here's the kick at about the 10. He's going to bring it out to about the 15. And he's going to cut it around to the far side. He might break loose. He's at the 20. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. And I think he was brought down by the kicker, Andre Soliday.
And I would have to say, if there's a weakness for the Indians, special teams is the weakness. They've struggled all year with giving up huge returns on both kickoff and punt to Eastbrook. And also, little things like that, I would say special teams is the most hurting spot for the Indians. And Coach Funk is furious over here on the sideline, yelling and hollering. And also, as we look at it, the rain has stopped here at Mississinewa High School after the sprinkles came in.
Yeah, Coach Funk not too happy with the Drew cast, and I'm trying to explain to him what he did wrong there on the special teams to allow that to happen. But a shout-out to Andre Soliday running down there and getting the tackle.
And like I've said before, McGuire's got to make the plays, and they have to become a balanced offense. They can't throw the ball every time.
Here's McGuire going to hand it off to number 2, Drew Burkeville. He was brought down by a couple of Indians there. It's going to bring up second down and about 8 or 9 yards, a gain of about 2 for Frankton.
And the thing there is the Frankton Eagles are just not getting penetration on that line. They're just not doing a really good job of stopping the Indians, D. You know, they're just breaking that line, it looks like. It looks like they're not really trying.
So McGuire looks for the snap again. The Indians showing blitz, and a blitz from Funk. Here's Burkeville around the outside. He's going to get about 8 or 9 and bring up third and about 1.
See, that was a good run there by Frankton. They got it to the outside and then got blockers to run and block. They can't run it up the middle against the Indians. The defensive line is just too big compared to Frankton's line. They have to get it to the outside and use their speed.
It's the same thing Eastbrook did to Mississinewa. They got the ball to the outside, and that's what really, really killed the Indians defensively in that game.
And I would say that's the Indians' weakness defensively is when teams get it to the outside. You know, the Indians have a lot of fast guys on the outside like Chris Pavey and Heisman Skeens. They just got to get out there and take care of business.
So McGuire sends trips to this side of the field, but they're going to hand it off around the outside. Burkeville gain of about 7 or 8, but it's going to be a first down for the Frankton Eagles.
What a good call there by Coach Ryan. Just to fake that throw and get a nice little draw play there right up the middle. Indians were expecting a throw there.
Yeah, there's going to send trips again to this side of the field and only one receiver to the far side. It looks like Frankton may have found a little bit of a rhythm here in this second quarter, running the ball.
I was just getting ready to say that because if they start doing a play action, you can get a nice run out of that.
Here's a pass, Wilkins, and Cragen with the pressure. McGuire goes up, cuts up the middle, and is going to gain about 8 or 9. It's going to bring up a second and about 1 or 2.
And Dalton, he's the playmaker. I'm telling you, if he gets out and runs, you have to stop him or he's going to continue to do this. He's their best player. He's been doing this for 3 years. He's not new to the game.
Yeah, Coach Funk has said earlier today when I spoke with him that this team concerns him because they're so athletic. They went to state in basketball last year. They sent a couple of wrestlers to state, and Coach Funk said that puts together a very good football team. So McGuire, and about the pistol formation with trips to the far side. Here's a handoff around the outside. It's going to be a first down and maybe a yard or two after that. So a gain of about 3 or 4 for Burkeville, and it's going to bring up first down for the Frankton Eagles.
Well, Frankton didn't just only go to basketball for state. They won state in basketball. They beat the competition. They blew them out. Frankton is a good school for all sports. Now, football, they struggled here recently, but the last 2 years they've really been solid. So Mr. Ryans did a really good job rebuilding that program from the ground up again, putting in his style of play and build a foundation. But I'm telling you, that play action, I mean, as you see, Dalton, it's starting to really affect the Indians because they're running out of it now.
Here's a snap from McGuire. He's back to pass. He's under pressure, and he's going to cut up the middle, dancing around, breaks 2 or 3 tackles, still on his feet, and he's going to be brought down for about, there's no gain on the play, maybe a loss of 1 yard or a gain of a yard here or there, and McCoyne brought him down. So McCoyne had a good game against Oak Hill last week defensively, and he came flying upfield there, and it was a loss of 3 for McGuire, brings up second down and 13.
Well, as you saw there, Dalton, it was a broken play. He was trying to pitch it off to somebody or hand it off, and nobody came for the ball. So he kept it himself. He did a couple really good moves to try to get it out. It just didn't work out.
Pistol formation again for the Eagles. Trips to the far side and 1 receiver to this side. He's going to send Burkeville in motion. Ball snapped, and he's going to keep it up the middle and get about the penalty yards back. So about 3rd and 10 for the Eagles.
And see, in my opinion, that's another really good call there, just to get a few yards, get it back to 3rd and manageable, and then go from there, because if they could got a few yards there, get a few yards here on 3rd down, they can go for it on 4th and short if they can get that yardage.
It was a gain of 4, so it's 3rd and 9 with 7:45 left to go here in the opening half.
I really think that Coach Ryan's playing his cards well this drive. It looks like it's a much better coached drive for the Frankton Eagles.
Ball snapped. Heavy pressure from...
intercepted!
And it was dropped. That was... Dustin Patton got in there, pressure on McGuire, just leveled him, and then I think it may have been either Chris Pavey or Heisman Skeens who laid out for it, and it was Pavey, and he dropped it. It could have been intercepted.
Sorry about that, folks. I got a little happy, a little excited. Timeout, Frankton.
Timeout, Frankton.
So back here at Mississinewa High School, coming out of the timeout break, 27-0, 7:35 left here in the opening half. It's going to be 4th and 9 for the Frankton Eagles. We'll get an update from Ryan Scott here in just a few minutes and see what he's got going down there on the sideline. So it looks like Frankton's going to go for it here on 4th and 9. McGuire with 2 receivers to this side and 2 to the far side of the field. Patton looks like he's going to bring the pressure, and it's going to be Kyler Funk. McGuire back to pass. He's hit by Cruz, and the ball is going to be intercepted.
No.
Dropped. Campbell had it and then dropped it.
It wasn't me this time, folks. That was Mr. Bishop on the call that time. Couple quick score updates here around the league. After an end of a long first quarter, Marion leads Indianapolis Tech 7-0. Eastbrook scores again 21-0 over Alexandria. And as of right now, into the first, Oak Hill leads Madison Grant 7-0. We'll continue to keep you updated on those scores, and also the Cubs are getting ready to kick off the playoffs here against the Nationals. I believe that game starts at 8:30. I could be wrong.
So the Indians take over possession on the offensive side. McCoy in the shotgun sends Skeens to the far side of the field. And he's going to look, screen pass fake, hand off to Campbell up the middle. A gain of about 10, and he's going to keep going and a gain at about 15 yards here on first down.
18 yards.
So an 18-yard gain there for Cade Campbell on first down. And the Indians, again, with that hurry-up offense, is back to the line of scrimmage. McCoy in the shotgun with Skeens and Campbell in the backfield. Oh, play was just ate up.
He slipped and fell on the play. I mean, I'm telling you, you can see from up here, it's starting to sprinkle again, and the turf is getting wet down there with the dew and the condensation and all day's rain. We went down there on the field earlier during school today and also this afternoon. It's a little bit slippery down there.
Yeah, we'll get an update from Ryan on how slick that field really is here at about the 3 to 4 minute mark here left in the first half. McCoy in the shotgun, hands it off to Campbell. Now there's a fake to Campbell. McCoy's going to roll out to the far side, gains at least 10, is going to run out of bounds.
Cade McCoy on the quarterback keeper around the right end. First down, Indians.
Really good play for Cade McCoy to get out there around the edge and keep it for a good first down. He could have easily threw that ball away or did something, but he's another playmaker for the Indians, making good decisions to keep that. The rain's really coming down now. Sorry, Dalton.
Just getting ready to say that now. The rain's really starting to come down. Let's see how much effect it has on McCoy. McCoy sends Campbell in motion, and he's going to toss it to him. Campbell's going to break around the outside, cut inside, and we're going to have another penalty. I think it's going to be on the Indians, but if not, Campbell gets 6 or 7 yards on that first down run. Let's send it over to Kurt McCollum.
Log. There's a flag on the play.
Okay.
Holding against the Indians. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Second down.
It's going to be 1st and 14 for the Indians with about 6 minutes left here in the opening half. Castanon and Skeens go to the far side of the field with Jashawn McClung and Jay Jones, the tight end, on this side of the field. McCoy and Campbell in the backfield. McCoy's going to snap it, hands it off to Campbell up the middle, cuts inside, breaks one, and gets out to about the 29-yard line, a gain of about 10.
He gained 14 on that play.
14. Boy, that was a short 14 from up here.
Yeah, just because of the angle, I think. But I just want to go ahead and shout out the offensive line for Mississinewa real quick. Evan Wilkins is such a big dog up there on the line. He got out there, and he's running 20 yards down the field blocking for Campbell. That's the way to have a good running game, is if you get out there and block like they have so far tonight.
Here's McCoy. Back to pass. He's going to roll out under pressure, throws it downfield, and it's caught by Skeens into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians.
Right. Takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians.
So a 30-yard pass from Cade McCoy gives the Indians a 33-0 lead with Andre Soliday to kick the extra point. Field goal is up, and it was good by Soliday. 34-0. 5:26 left here in the opening half. We'll step aside for a 60-second timeout and come back. This is Indians football on the Tribe Sports Network. Back at Mississinewa High School, Mississinewa leads over Frankton 34-0 with 5:26 left. Let's send it down to the sidelines to Ryan Scott. Ryan, how's the field conditions down there?
The Indians are really struggling down there with heavy rain coming down right now. Hopefully the Indians can pick it back up, but it is really coming down on the field right now. Back to you, Dalton.
Thank you so much, Ryan. 5:26 left here in the opening half. Indians with a 34-0 lead over Frankton. Here's the kick from Soliday. It's down to about the 5 this time, and it's dropped at the 5. Let's see. Gets it out across the 15 to about the 20-yard line. He's going to be brought down by Bryce Ludke, Hunter Ribble, and Jesse Plummer.
McGuire back for Frankton in the backfield like he has been all night. He is their star player, making plays left and right here. Well, I mean, they've scored 0 points, but he's their star player. Hands it up the middle for a gain of about 3 on the play.
So special thank you to Ryan Scott for the sideline reports. And look over, you got Darcy Patton keeping stats here tonight for the Indians.
A couple of the Mississinewa coaches have had to come up to the press box because of the rain. Don't want to get the iPads and equipment all wet.
And who I like to call the assistant's assistant is up here, the assistant of the athletic director.
Matthew Stevens.
So shout out to Matthew Stevens. Up here in the press box as well, doing a fantastic job tonight of keeping the program running and
keeping that seat warm over there.
We got her going here tonight.
We're having just a dandy time here at Mississinewa High School right now. 34-0 Indians up with 4 minutes left to go here in the second quarter.
It is senior night here tonight, and the Indians are taking full advantage of the senior night, leading 34-0. Here's McGuire, throws a pass. And it is caught for a Frankton Eagle first down. That was number 45 with the reception, Sebastian Davis, and it's a first down for the Frankton Eagles.
That's the kind of stuff that Frankton has to do for them to be successful. They have to get those passes out in the gaps where the Indians are leaving them open to get yardage, and they have to be very accurate while doing it, too.
When I talked to Coach Bobby Ryan before the game, he mentioned last week against Eastbrook having turnovers and mistakes. Well, tonight he's not really having mistakes. The Indians' defense is just really playing here tonight.
And I'm telling you, if you're a Frankton receiver, you have to hold on to the football. I know it's wet, but the rain has stopped again. You have to be able to catch those slant routes.
Yeah, that pass was intended for Sebastian Davis, and it broke up by Skeens and McCoy on that play. But again, if you want to be successful and you want to move downfield, you're gonna have to hang on to the football.
Especially when they're running this kind of offense where it's pass, 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 and then one run every 10 passes. You have to be able to throw efficiently if you're going to run this kind of offense.
So McGuire is going to snap the ball around the left side. It goes under 42, and that would be Landon Buslog. He gains of about 2 or 3. And he's going to bring up third down.
And that's the kind of play, in my opinion, that Frankton should be running on first down to get 4 or 5 yards and then turn around and throw the ball.
3rd and 7 for the Indians.
And thought he was calling for a timeout here, but he's audibling. 10 seconds on the play clock.
Here's McGuire back to pass. He's
Oh,
going to throw it downfield. He's got an open receiver. Sebastian Davis caught it.
Oh my goodness gracious, horny toads. What a great catch.
He was all the way down. That was about a 40 to 50-yard pass completion all the way down to the Mississinewa 20-yard line.
I can't believe that. When I was looking at it and he threw the ball, I thought, oh, this is way overthrown. He gets down there, and it looks like the receiver pretty much failed to catch it. Failed to catch that ball. What a beautiful catch.
What a great play by the Frankton Eagle offense. A beautiful pass from McGuire and a beautiful play connecting with Sebastian Davis. He's under heavy pressure. He's going to get rid of it, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. Coach Funk wants an intentional grounding call.
There was a receiver in the area number 40. Noah Van Schleich. Also, I want to say here real quick, that is the biggest play of the night for Frankton. They haven't been on the side of the 50 at all tonight. And for that to happen, that's huge because they've tried that deep pass 4 or 5 times. You know, it's kind of surprising to see that happen. So I'm kind of excited here to see what they continue to do. Well, pressure on the quarterback there. He was hit as he was going out of bounds. He gets the pass away to Noah Van Schleich. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 after throwing the ball about 20 yards there. Good play by McGuire once again.
So Frankton definitely getting into a groove here in the second quarter. And while we got a minute, I'd like to give a shout out to the cheerleaders. Madison Elia, Morgan King, Brielle Raminga, Alexis Tignor, Dora Ortega, Carolyn Moon, Rainey Nicholson, Avery Merritt, and the JV cheerleaders. The varsity cheerleaders, Jacqueline Smith, Alicia Conejo, Abby Oler, Peyton Martin, Juliana Smith, and Michaela Adonis.
Kate Campbell on the tackle. 1st and goal for Frankton.
And as Dalton was announcing the cheerleaders, McGuire throws a pass for a 1st down. Frankton with about a 7-yard completion, and it will be 1st and goal at the 9-yard line for Frankton. He looks a little bit more consistent right now.
Let's see. McGuire's going to roll out right. He's going to throw the ball, and incomplete. It was intended for Sebastian Davis.
I mean, he was wide open, too. If he could have put that ball in the numbers, that's a touchdown Frankton.
Most definitely. He had a wide open green field ahead of him with a red end zone that stamped Indians. And he was going to take it in there, and it's going to be 34-6. And now it's going to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Frankton Eagles.
Just overthrew his target.
Here's McGuire with a snap, back to pass. He's going to throw it, and it's caught. And he's brought down instantly by Heisman Schemes, and the pass was completed to number 30, Braxton McAdams. And I think it's going to bring up 3rd and about 5. 3rd and 6 is what it's going to be. Ball under the 6-yard line. At this point, Frankton is in 4th down territory. If it becomes 4th down, Frankton's definitely got to go for it, especially with there only being about a minute left here in the opening half.
Nothing to lose, as they would like to say.
So McGuire going to snap the ball. Again, he's going to send Belt out, and he's going to throw a little screen pass, and he's not going to get anywhere.
Nothing at all. Good defense there by the Indians. It had to have been no gain. They lost a yard on the play.
That was Tyler Funk on the tackle. And we got a timeout. Frankton will step aside for a 60-second timeout. This is Indians football on the Tribe Sports Network. Indians 34, Frankton 0.
We are back here on the Tribe Sports Network, and just a couple updates for you from around the league at halftime. Eastbrook leads Alexandria 28-0, and just a quick stat from that game, Andrew Barajas is having himself a senior night with 5 rushes for 191 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half. 191 yards and 3 touchdowns for Drew Barajas on only 5 carries. What a night he is having. And it's a good way to go out on senior night. That's beautiful, beautiful work by Drew Barajas. McGuire back to throw it on 4th and 9, throws it up, incomplete. Turnover on downs. If I had to guess, Coach Funk's just going to go ahead and take a knee and go into halftime, but I could be wrong, I'm not sure. At halftime, I believe the Mississinewa High School Band will be putting on a performance of the drummers down here on the Mississinewa track. I'm not sure yet, but it looks like that's what they were doing, setting it up earlier, so we'll see what happens. Looks like the Indians might go ahead and give her a shot here. McCoy in the shotgun. I don't know if they're just not lined up yet. They're looking at their play sheets. Nope. McCoy back to pass, steps up, throws it to Heisen, schemes over the center of the field. He continues to go for a first down, Indians, and Coach Funk calling a timeout.
Timeout, Mississinewa.
We are back here on the Tribe Sports Network after the timeout. Indians lead 34-0 with 30 seconds left here in the first half. Looks like the Indians are going to continue to try to go for it here. They have 1 timeout remaining, I think, is what Coach Richards just showed. McCoy back in the shotgun with, I believe, Cade Campbell on the block. Throwing it deep to Jake Jones, wide open. It's caught. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Indians! Holy moly, the fireworks are going off here in Mississinewa. That ball was on the 28-yard line, and he just threw it down the field. That's a 72-yard touchdown pass for the Indians. Andre Saladay on to attempt the extra point.
Andre Saladay for the extra point. And the kick is good. With 19 seconds left in the first half, Indians 41, Eagles nothing.
Just when we thought the Indians were going to take a knee and go into halftime, pass to Heisman Skeens for about 20 yards, and then a And then the 72-yard pass there by Caden McCoy to Jay Jones. It almost looked like a broken play because Jay Jones was wide open. I mean, there was nobody within 40 yards of him. I'm not sure what happened there, but either way, he was wide open running down the field for a touchdown. Indians 41-0 with 19 seconds left. My guess now is Frankton's going to go ahead and knee it and go into halftime if they don't return this for a touchdown. Frankton returns it to the 30-yard line to bring up 1st and 10 with 12 seconds to go. And I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a knee. I'm not sure a whole lot of people expected it to be 41-0 at halftime because Frankton's a good football team. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but Indians get what they get. And they're not kneeing the ball, it looks like. Number 3, McGuire back to take the snap. Doesn't hand it off. He's going to roll out to the far side of the field. Throws it deep. Drew Cassidon with the interception for the Indians. 1.1 seconds on the clock. I assume this time Coach Funk will take a knee. I've said that twice and I was wrong both times, but Dalton, I would have to say it's going to be a knee this time.
Yeah, it's most definitely going to be a knee. And so we'll go ahead and give you the halftime stats, and then we'll have Ryan jump in here about the start of the third quarter and give us a sideline report. So stats for the Indians, Cade McCoy, 4 of 8 passing, 143 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and 1 interception. Running the ball, Cade Campbell, 10 carries, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Heisman Skeens has 9 carries, 83 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And about 10 seconds ago, Jay Jones had a 72-yard reception pass for a touchdown. At the halftime break, Mississinewa 41, Frankton 0.
And just real quick, so far Hunter Smalley has not taken any snaps. And here at halftime, we have the band with a special performance with the drummers, and we have Pee Wee football. So enjoy the halftime festivities here at Mississinewa High School. We'll be back in about 5 or so minutes here on the Tribe Sports Network. Sorry about that. We had a few technical difficulties. We're back here after halftime with the Pee Wee football. Sorry if we couldn't get that to you. We had some difficulties we had to get unkinked and stuff like that. But after the difficulties are over, we're back here at Mississinewa High School, and a 3rd and 11 for Frankton with 10:53 left here in the third quarter. 41-0 as the Indians blew open a big lead. McGuire takes the snap and is sacked in the backfield by number Dustin Patton on the sack for the Indians.
Start against Frankton. 5-yard penalty. McGuire be back to punt for the Eagles. Heisman Skeens and Cade Campbell deep men for the Indians.
After the false start for Frankton, backs him up 5 yards. Heisman Skeens and Cade Campbell back to receive for the Indians. Kick is to Heisman Skeens. He picks it up. It's a short punt. Spin move. Down to the 30, down to the 20, out of bounds at about the 15-yard line for a first down, and there's a penalty on the play. It's going to be a personal foul. Late hit out of bounds on Frankton. It'll be half the distance, most likely in a first down.
Return. Goes out of bounds, and there's a penalty against Frankton, personal foul.
They're going to do half the distance to the goal, where the penalty was for a first down, Indians.
Boy, oh boy, Josh, I'm telling you what, the Indian fans were not too happy after that, and Heisman Skeens got up, and he was a little upset himself.
Yeah, you could hear those fans starting to get a little chattery because, I mean, Heisman Skeens is one of our star players. If he was somehow to get hurt, I mean, on a stupid play like that, we're in trouble.
Josh, the legend Ben Adams has now moved from the stands to the student section, and he is getting them fired up down there.
Announcing the game down in the student section, Dalton?
That is the legend himself.
That's interesting. Handoff up the middle. I couldn't see who got the carry. Number 17, Kyler Funk, with the carry for about 2 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 8 at the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line for the Indians. Beautiful return on that punt, and a quick start for the Indians here in the second half. McCoy under center. Hands it off to Skeens. Gets it to the outside. Touchdown, Indians.
Skeens, and he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians.
5-yard run there for Heisman Skeens and another touchdown for him. That brings it to 47-0 here with 8:55 left in the third quarter.
Josh, just something to throw in there. Heisman Skeens and Josh Ebert from Frankton were just down there in each other's faces, and the official had to separate them. Skeens not too happy about getting hit late after scoring that touchdowns, and if I was him, I would not be happy either.
Oh, and I agree, and I think Heisman has a point to say there because it was a late hit. It was unnecessary, but the extra point is up and good. Hold by Cade McCoy. Up and in by Andre Saladay.
48-0 here in the third quarter. 8:55 left. And I'm telling you what, I would not be happy if I was Heisman Skeens.
We are back here on the Tribe Sports Network. Here in the third quarter, 48-0 Indians lead. And we're going to try to get you a few score updates from around the league here very quickly. Last time we checked, Eastbrook was up 28-0, but we'll take another gander. Andre Saladay back to kick for the Indians. There's the whistle, and here comes the kick. It's another really good kick by Andre. Bounces all the way back to the 1 yard line. He picks it up, breaks it out to about the 10 yard. Going to mark it down at the 9. First down, Frankton. Really good kick there by Andre. End over end kick. Couple score updates for you. Oak Hill leads Madison Grant 30-0 in the third quarter. Eastbrook leads Alexandria 42-7 in the later stages of the third quarter. Of course, here, Mississinewa 48-0. Halftime in an ugly game at Marion, or in Indy, as Marion leads Indianapolis Tech 7-0.
We're going to send it down to Ryan here in just a few minutes and see what he's seeing down on the sidelines for the Indians.
It'll be 1st and 10 here at the 8 yard line for the Frankton Eagles. McGuire going to have to try to find some kind of room here to get a couple plays off. He's in the shotgun. Keeps it, pitches it. Caden McCoy on the tackle for the Indians for a gain of about 2 on the play. They're going to give him a little bit more than 2. They're going to go ahead and give him, from my angle, it looked like 2 yards, but it's going to be about 4 yards on the play. Bring up 2nd and 6 at the 12 or 13 yard line.
With 8:20 left here in the third quarter, let's send it to Ryan. He has some words from the Indians.
The Indians are doing really good down on the sideline. They're looking to close out with the Eagles. We are looking really good on the sideline, and Coach Funk is looking like he's having fun.
Flag on the play.
Thank you for that report there, Ryan, and we'll send it back to Josh with the rest of the third quarter.
Against the Indians. 5-yard penalty.
Offside on the Indians. 5-yard penalty. Second down. It'll be 2nd and 1 here at the 18 yard line. McGuire in the shotgun, back to pass. Dustin Patton with the pressure. Pass is incomplete. He had a wide open receiver. Number 40, Noah Van Slyke, and it'll bring up 3rd and 1 at the 18 yard line. Indians have looked very dominant here. This is the 3rd game in a row where at halftime, the last 3 opponents have not scored a point. The Indians have outscored teams big time in the first half. In the last 3 games especially. National Steven Strasburg has allowed a no-hit through 5 innings against the Cubs. Frankton on the run. Trying to get the first down, but they'll be brought down short. It looks like they're going to lose about a yard or 2 on the play. Let's go ahead and see if we can get you a Cubbies update real quick from ESPN. Cubs and Nationals tied 0-0 in the 5th inning. And a decent punt here from Frankton. They got a good Frankton roll down to the 40 and a half yard line. It'll bring up 1st and 10. We'll take a quick timeout here on Tribe Sports Network, and we'll be back in a few seconds. We are back here after the timeout. Heisman Skeens up the middle, down to the 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Indians! Breaks away, Heisman Skeens, big touchdown, all the way from the 41. 54, 59-yard touchdown run for the Mississinewa Indians, Heisman Skeens. Sam Tarpon on to attempt the extra point for the Indians.
Point. Kick is good.
On the Nicholson Realty scoreboard, the Mississinewa Indians lead 55-0 with 7:04 left in the third quarter. We're going to go ahead and send it to Dalton Bishop on the sideline.
Thanks, Josh. I'm telling you what, Heisman Skeens turned on the burners there and took it 59 yards into the end zone. Indians up 55-0, back upstairs.
Thank you, Mr. Bishop. It's good to have you back down on the field tonight. A little bit different. You were up in the press box for the first half, but going ahead and running on down to the sideline for the second half. As we get ready for the kick, we'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back here in a moment on the Tribe Sports Network. And another great kick by Andre Saladay all the way down to the 2-yard line. And he will Frankton, a decent return all the way out to the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for them with 6:57 left here in the third quarter. As you look at the scoreboard kind of tells how the night's been so far for the Indians, 55-0. And you would think that the offense is playing fantastic, up 55-0, but really the side that's playing the best would be the defense right now, not allowing a point and really not allowing much yards of any kind. So great job by the team defense here tonight. They've really kept Frankton's best player in check tonight so far. McGuire has not been able to do anything. In the shotgun, McGuire looking to take the snap. Sends 45 in motion. Back to pass. Looking. A little bit of pressure. He throws it deep. Incomplete. It went through Heisman Skeen's hands, then to number 30, right through his hands. 30 is Braxton McAdams, and they both can't bring it down. It'll be incomplete, 2nd and 10. Second and 10 at the 22. McGuire back to take the snap. He's rolling again. Here comes Kyler Funk with the pressure, with the missed hit. Ball's up, incomplete. Intended receiver was number 5, Colt Litzy. Incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down. Cade Campbell on the coverage for the Indians. Good job there to apply a little pressure to the receiver to break it up. Brings up 3rd and 10. Coming out of the game is number 13, Cade McCoyne. And in is number 22, Drew Castanon. I would say now probably with 1 or 2 more scores, if that, starters will come out most likely. And a fumble! Nathan Earl with the forced fumble. Did he get the ball? And the Indians get the fumble. Nathan Earl falls on the ball. 1st down, Indians. And just now checking into the lineup for the Indians is number 88, Hunter Smalley, as he's been hurt all week, but Coach Funk said he would get a few snaps tonight, just try to, I guess, stay loose. Jay Jones with the carry, up the middle, breaks the tackle. He could go all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians!
Couple tackles, takes the ball into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians!
Jay Jones, the defensive tackle and tight end with the carry as a senior for into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians. They're trying to get the seniors into the ball game now and throw up a little bit of fireworks. First carry of the season for Jay Jones, and it's a good one. Into the end zone. Indians lead 61-0 here on the Nicholson Realty scoreboard as Sam Tarpon attempts the extra point. Holder, Cade McCoyne.
Sam Tarpon on the extra point.
And after the extra point, the Indians lead 62-0 on the Nicholson Realty scoreboard. And this might be a chance for the Indians to set the all-time scoring record here at Mississinewa High School on a senior night. What a good scene that would be if that was to happen. Now, let's not juggle the marbles too soon because Coach Funk has had a couple times to put the sheep in order and never has. A couple against Madison Grant the other week, against Oak Hill last week, and against Eastbrook 2 years ago in the sectional. So we'll see if Coach Funk gets the marbles rolling right.
Josh, as I look at the score, 62-0. Still 6 minutes and 24 seconds to play in the third quarter. Coach Funk may be en route to break the record. I know he's not going to do it on purpose, but boy, oh boy, with this much time left on the clock and as high-powered offense as the Indians are, that record may be broken here tonight.
After that touchdown, Andre Saladay back to kick it off for the Indians. This kid, if you've been watching tonight, is only a freshman and is almost kicking touchbacks. If they can work with him in the offseason, a little bit more strength and ability, this kicker, Andre, might be playing some high-level football. Another good kick down to about the 8-yard line. Number 6 on the return for Frankton, and number 43 for the Indians bottles him up. Number 6, John Howell on the return. And number 43 for the Indians, Tobias Mead on the stop. Brings up 1st and 10 at the 26 for Frankton. Down 62-0. We'll see what McGuire and Frankton can do. Offside on the Indians. Brandon Hewitt, number 50.
Play. Encroachment against the Indians. 5-yard penalty.
And after that call from Mr. Kirk McCollum, we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about the upcoming schedule for the Indians. Me and Bishop will kind of talk about what he thinks here from the sideline. Okay, Bishop, take it away.
Well, Josh, with only 3 games left in the season, I'm counting tonight. If you don't count tonight, there's only 1 game left in the regular season, and then you got sectionals. Mississinewa is up 62-0 here tonight. Possibly another big game for the Indians next week against Alexandria, and in sectionals against Frankfort. But if you get to the second round and you play Delta or Marion, that is going to be a little bit of a different story for the Indians. Let's send it up to Josh.
Yeah, well, I'll touch on that a little bit, Dalton. As you look at Alexandria, they're getting torched by Eastbrook right now, and if you kind of look at Frankfort, they're 0-7. You know, they might have had a tough schedule, but not very good results. But then the Indians are going to have to screw their heads back on the swivel correctly as they play. If we beat Frankfurt and move on, you're going to have that Delta Marion matchup, one or the other, and both of those teams are high-powered and good. As you look at Delta, they're 4-3, but they have one of the tougher schedules on this side, the north-central side of Indiana, and Marion, as we know, can be a powerhouse with the running back of J.K. Thomas and the quarterback. So they could be a dangerous team. But the good thing for the Indians, if they win the first game against Frankfurt, it'll be right here at home. So that's a good thing for the Indians. 3rd and 2 for Frankton. He'll be tackled for a loss by number 31, Andrew Cruz. It'll bring up 4th down. And Dalton Bishop has made his way back up to the press box. We'll go over to him for a moment.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that Marion duo there of J.K. Thomas at the running back position and Justin Johnson is their quarterback. If those two get in a rhythm, if they were to play Mississinewa in that second round of sectionals, that game would be here. But if those two do get into a rhythm, they are one tough duo to stop.
The punt is blocked! It'll be, let me wait. Mississinewa Indian football. Kyler Funk on the block for the Indians. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians on the Frankton 21-yard line. This is a beautiful chance for Mississinewa to get to the 69th point here possibly.
How about Kyler Funk just went flying through there, ran right through the Frankton line, and just swatted that ball. And now, as we just said, the Indians could be on their way to 69 points.
And you know the good thing about that is he's the coach's son, so he expects his son to work double the trouble, double hard. And on the carry is number 51, Dustin Patton, up the middle for about a 6-yard carry. It'll bring up 2nd and 4 or 2nd and 5 unofficially. After that carry, Dustin Patton will come out, as he usually does not carry the ball, but they're trying to get the seniors involved. I think that's a really classy move by Coach Funk to give the seniors a chance to take them in. Jay Jones in the backfield with Devin Dill. They'll hand it off to Devin Dill up the middle, and he'll gain maybe a yard. They're going to give him 3 yards on the play. So it'll be 3rd and 1 from the 4-yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd and 2 at the 12-yard line. It's a little bit tough from the angle we're at. Hunter Smalley back into the game, wide right on the far side of the field. Jay Jones in the backfield with Dustin Patton. My guess is it's going to be a handoff to D-Pat, but I'm not quite sure. I'm hoping so. What a classy move by Coach Funk once again to put the seniors in.
Josh, the Indian football team started a trend on the social media, Snapchat in particular, about who was going to score a touchdown on senior night, and they all put hashtag let D-Pat get a touchdown, and he's on his way to the end zone now.
He's on his way one by one, but you know what? Jay Jones beat him to the punch. Jay Jones got the carry for the touchdown. Now let's see if D-Pat can. He had a carry there for the Indians for a 1st down to the 9-yard line. He'll bring up 1st and goal. And the backfield now is number 10, Jay Jones, and number 40, Devin Dill. Cade McCoy taking his time under center. I'm not quite sure if they're just holding it or what's the deal here. I'm not quite sure. They're just going to hold it. Cade McCoy takes the snap. Fumbles on the play, gives it to Devin Dill. Did he pick it? Did he fumble? He picked it up and took off. He picked it up and took off, Devin Dill did, and he got a couple yards on the play. Down to the 6, gain of 3. What a good hands there by Devin Dill to pick up the fumble. Sunshine. McCoy under center again in the backfield. Dustin Patton and Jay Jones. If I had to guess, it's going to be to Dustin Patton again. And this, I just heard I had a pretty good guess. Dustin Patton with the carry up the middle, down to the 1 yard line. 3rd and goal now for the Indians. At the 1, it looks like. Let's see if they go back to Patton on this. Also into the game now, Evan Wilkins, A.J. Cragen, Noah Wise, Weston Lockwood, Tyson Nicholson, Cade McCoyne, Dustin Patton, and Jay Jones. All the seniors are in the game right now for the Indians. So this is some pretty good stuff going on here. McCoyne under center. Takes the snap. Hands it to D-Pat, up the middle, touchdown Indians!
Touchdown Indians!
Is Dustin Patton's first career rushing touchdown into the end zone. What a beautiful run there by D. Patton. He is fired up down there on the sideline. Thanking Cade McCoy for the handoff. And the Indians go up 68-0 with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in the third quarter. We're going to send it over to Dalton as Sam Tarpon attempts the extra point.
We are now to 69 points with 1 minute left in the third, and boy, oh boy, Josh, Dustin Patton got his dream. He's a touchdown scorer for the Mississinewa Indian football team.
And the kick's good.
Here comes D-Pat running and chest bumping Coach Vunk and Coach Crick and the whole crew. And the score on the Nicholson Realty scoreboard, Indians 69, Frankton nothing, with 1 minute and 2 seconds to go in the third quarter. If I had to guess, Coach Vunk is saying we're not scoring again. And there's the kick by Andre Saladay. Frankton picks it up. I'd like to see a goose egg stay on the scoreboard if we could. Good job by the special teams. We're going to go ahead and send it over to Dalton Bishop in the press box.
Thank you, Josh. 69-0 again, as we're talking about records. They are made to be broken, but the Indians have to score a touchdown to break that record. The most points ever scored in Mississinewa high school football action is 75. With a touchdown, the Indians tie that with 75 with the extra point. The record is broke. 76 would be the new record.
Now it's going to take a lot for the Indians to do that just because they got to get a stop, and most likely the seniors have seen their time. I assume that the second strings are starting to come in, but Evan told me today they were going to try to get him a rushing touchdown, so we'll see what happens. Bring on a blitz right up the center of the field. He'll be dropped for no gain on the play. It'll be a carry up the middle for a gain of 2 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 9 with 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. About to say first half. That's just showing you how much fun we've had. And the time is going to tick off here at the end of 3. 69-0. Your Mississinewa Indians lead. We'll be back here in a minute on the fourth here in a minute for the fourth quarter here on the Tribe Sports Network. We are back here, got a few updates. Final at Eastbrook. They defeated Alexandria 55-7. Indianapolis Tech scores. And the Giants lead 7-6. Also, Blackford leads Elwood 27-20 early third quarter. And Oak Hill leads Madison Grant 36-0 at the start of the fourth quarter. So Eastbrook's already put up a win on the scoreboard, 55-7. Marion up 7-6. And Blackford and Oak Hill both lead 27-20 and 36-0. We'll send it over to Dalton quickly.
Yeah, we've got an injury on the far side of the field. Travis McGuire went down after a Tobias Meade tackle, and he looks like he's limping, and he's going to come out of the game. So hopefully McGuire's going to be okay, just something minor, and he's back in the game. So hopefully nothing too serious for the Frankton Eagles.
I hope not, because that's their best player, and without him they might be in trouble. But my thing is, that's not good for later on in the season. But the good thing about that is the Indians did get the stop. It's 4th and 4. Most likely Frankton will punt. But it's good to see number 3 get up on his own power. He'll have to come out and set a play due to the injury timeout. And here's the punt to Caden Cole. He fumbles it, falls on it. It'll be Indian football. And we're back here on the Tribe Sports Network, and we'll go ahead and send it over to Dalton Bishop quickly.
Boy, oh boy, Josh Coach Funk puts up the headset, looks over at the cheerleaders. Coach Funk's having a great time here on senior night.
He shook his head and noticed something. I don't know quite what it was, but either way, it's, I guess one of the cheerleaders might ask, well, what about that record, Coach Funk? And he kind of laughed and kind of gave him a shake of the head to a no, but you never know here if the JV team, or I wouldn't even call them the JV team, if the second strings perform well, it's a possibility that they could kind of maybe 11 minutes if they can continue to move the ball. Ethan Bennett showed some signs of improvement in the JV game Monday against Oak Hill. It's a possibility that this might be an interesting ball or an interesting drive for the Indians with Ethan Bennett at the quarterback, because most likely next year, once Cade McCoy's gone, it's going to be between Heisman Skeens and Ethan Bennett. So we'll kind of see what expires here, but that's kind of what I'm thinking so far. It was a timeout, Frankton on the play. Ethan Bennett into the backfield for the Indians now after they took out Mr. Cade McCoy on senior night. Good round of applause. Pitches it back to Tay McClung. Tay gets it to the outside. Breaks one tackle and carrying a few on his back. He's going to move up the field for a gain of 8 on the play. It'll be second down. The far side referee was signaling first, or the far side official was signaling first down, but when he turned around and looked, he's still 2 yards short. 10:55 left here in the ball game at Mississinewa. 69-0 is your score. Remember, a touchdown and an extra point would do it here. Second string is into the game for the Indians. Ethan Bennett under the center again. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Devin Dillon. He fumbles. Ball fell right out of his hands when he got it, and he'll lose 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up third and 5. Pardon me. He fumbled it, but he fell on top of it, and he comes out of the game now. Coach Crick said, "I've had enough. Get him out." Nothing against him, but it was a fumble. We got a 3rd and 5 now. Into the backfield, Tay McClung, and I believe that is Tobias Mead in the back. I cannot see the number. Takes the snap, pitch to Tay McClung, gets to the outside, turns it upfield. He'll be a yard short of a first down. He slipped and fell. If he would not have slipped, he might have got it. Decision time for Coach Funk and Coach Crick. It's 4th and 1 at their own 38-yard line, and Ethan Bennett's under center, so they're going to be going for it here. Takes the snap, pitches it to Tay McClung. He gets a yard, and he did not get it. No gain on the play. It'll be first down Frankton. That's unfortunate right there for the Indians. The line just could not get out there and get enough blocks. And I'm pretty sure that Frankton had that play dialed up to defend. Unfortunate for the Indians.
9 minutes left here at Fisher Field. Indians 69, Frankton 0.
There's still 9 minutes left, Josh. Still 9 minutes left. The question is still in the air and around Fisher Field. Will the record be broken?
We're going to send it to Ryan Scott here in the press box for a little bit of the action here tonight in the fourth quarter. Take it away, Ryan.
Josh, I tell you what, the Indians are looking very good out here on the field, and I just can't wait to see them improve in sectional.
Handoff for Frankton there up the middle for a gain of about 4 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 or third and a long 3 or 3rd and a 4. Under center, I didn't get no, never mind, not under center. The backup QB for Frankton's into the game. Number 13 hands it off up the middle, breaks away for a first down Frankton. That's the first time we've said that in a long time. because the defense has just been so solid, as Ryan talked earlier. The defense it just hasn't let them get any yards of any kind anywhere. $7:30 left. Score still the same. 1st and 10 at the 25. Takes the snap, gets it to the outside. He'll be wrapped up for no gain or a loss of 1 by number 43, Tobias Mead. Number 14, Caden Bell checks into the lineup. And out comes number 32, Darian Mahoney, and he is not very happy. Another snap was taken. Looks like a little bit of pressure will be brought here by number 74. And he'll be sacked on the play as he stays inbound by number 25 and number 54. Number 25 is Jesse Plummer. Number 54 is Jonathan Hall on the stop for the Indians. It'll be 3rd and 10 after a gain of a half yard or a yard. So I guess it's not considered a sack. What do you got, Ryan?
6 minutes left here at Fisher Field. The question is, will the Indians break the record?
That's a good question, Ryan, and we've been asking it for about 2 quarters now after we saw that it was 60-0 or 55-0. But most likely, if I had to guess, Coach Funk doesn't want to give up that record. So we'll see what happens here. If they can get a stop, a little option play there, he'll be brought down out of bounds. They're calling him inbound still. It'll bring up 4th down.
That was
in about 7.
That was Seth Kashanik on the tackle for the Indians. And boy, oh boy, Josh, I really, really, really would like to see that record be broken.
Yeah, but I would have to say it's probably not going to happen with 5 minutes to go. 5:30 here left, and it's a 4th and 7. They have to get the stop here first and foremost. And then most likely they're just going to run a couple runs just to get the clock down, and we'll call her a night. 13 back in the shotgun, almost fumbles the snap. Tobias Mead on the tackle for the Indians for a loss of 1 yard and a turnover on downs. It'll be Mississinewa Indian football with 5:11 left here in the 4th quarter. Ethan Bennett and the Tribe coming back in to move the ball for the Indians. From there to the 20. They're going to have to
5:11 left here at Fisher Field. We'll see what the Indians do here.
Ethan Bennett takes the snap to Tay McClung. Breaks a couple tackles, still moving down the field for a gain of 8, just like it was on the last first down play. Little pitch for 8 yards. They moved backwards the last time. Let's see if they can move it forward this time. That'll be 2nd and 2 for the Indians after Tay McClung's carry.
How about Tay McClung on that carry, a gain of 8? And boy, oh boy, if the Indians can keep getting plays like that, that record may be broken, but there's only 4:40 left in the game.
Well, I'll tell you this. There's a couple times where Tay McClung, there's a couple games where Tay McClung has had a few big rushing games of like 60, 70 yards. All it does is take him to break 1 tackle, and he could be gone. I mean, he's a big-built freshman. I mean, he's going to be really, really important to this program in the coming years once we have some people depart. Ethan Bennett on the keeper. He'll be brought down for a loss of 3 on the play. Back to the 30-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Speaking about Tay McClung, he's a 6'1", 190-pound freshman. On the season, he's had 37 carries, 361 yards rushing, and 3 touchdowns.
And, I mean, that's pretty good for a freshman that only sees really, like, late 3rd and 4th quarter action. That's pretty good stats. Who punted? You have the call now. All you
2 minute and 47 seconds here on the Nicholson Realty scoreboard.
carry up the middle or to the outside for Frankton. Gain of. They're calling it a first down. I thought it was only a gain of 9, but they went ahead and give it to him with 2:30 left here. Illegal substitution to the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Remain first down. Cortland Smith on the tackle for the Indians for a loss of 6 on the play. That'll bring up second down and 11 after a 1st and 4.
1 minute left here at Fisher Field.
Now he's taking a pick.
.13 with the keeper. On the tackle for the Indians, number 85, Peyton Reno, I believe. Bring up 3rd and 7. So with a minute left here in the game, the answer is clear. No record. Which is all right. I mean, we did what we were supposed to do tonight, took care of business. Let's just go ahead and call it now. On the Nicholson Realty scoreboard, the final score here at Mississinewa High School. Indians, 69, Frankton, nothing. That'll do it for us here once the time expires. Proud to be along with you, Josh Dakin, Dalton Bishop, Ryan Scott, and Tyler Gleason. Crew here tonight. And we'll go ahead and give you us a good one.
I just want to say good luck tomorrow to the Mississinewa volleyball team as they play in Grant 4 competition over at Oak Hill High School. That is at noon tomorrow. So for myself, so long from Gas City.
And also, real quick to touch on that, thank you, Dalton. Also, sectional play for the Mississinewa Indians cross-country girls and boys. Brennan Butchie will go there and try to win a sectional championship along with the other Indians. Final score on the Nicholson Realty scoreboard, Indians 69, Frankton nothing. That'll do us from here, folks. My name's Josh Dakin, proud to be along with you.
This is Ryan.